I am Jesus of Nazareth. My journey began in a humble manger, destined to illuminate the world with hope and love. From my earliest days, I felt a profound connection to God, my Father. I was called to a higher purpose. As I grew, I embraced my mission to share God's boundless love with all of humanity, to bring hope to the hopeless and light to those in darkness. My message was simple yet transformative. Love God and love your neighbor as yourself. My actions echoed my words, demonstrating God's unwavering love for all, especially those society had forgotten. I performed miracles that filled hearts with wonder. The sick were healed, the blind could see, the lame could walk. These miracles were not mere displays of power. They were signs of God's infinite love and the dawn of His kingdom, a kingdom open to all who would follow me. Many followed me, drawn by my teachings and the promise of a new way of life. But not everyone welcomed my message. The religious leaders saw me as a threat to their authority. They questioned my teachings, challenged my actions, and plotted against me in secret. Despite this opposition, I continued to preach and teach, knowing that my time was limited. On the night before my arrest, I shared a final meal with my disciples. I knew what was to come. I told them, "This is my body given for you. This cup is the new covenant in my blood." After the meal, we went to the Garden of Gethsemane. There, I prayed, asking God if there was another way, but I knew this was the path I had to take. "Not my will, but yours be done," I prayed. One of my own, Judas, betrayed me for 30 pieces of silver. He identified me with a kiss. I was arrested and brought before the high priest, then to Pontius Pilate, the Roman governor. Despite finding no fault in me, Pilate bowed to the pressure of the crowd and sentenced me to death. I was mocked, beaten, and forced to carry my own cross through the streets of Jerusalem. They nailed me to the cross on a hill called Golgotha. The pain was unbearable, but I knew it was necessary. As I hung there, I forgave those who crucified me, saying, "Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do." In my final moments, I cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Then it is finished. I gave up my spirit and my body was placed in a tomb. My followers were devastated, thinking all was lost. But on the third day, something miraculous happened. I rose from the dead, conquering death itself. My tomb was found empty, and I appeared to my followers alive and transformed. They were amazed and overjoyed. Thomas, who doubted at first, touched my wounds and believed. For 40 days, I continued to teach and encourage my disciples, preparing them for what was to come. Before I ascended to heaven, I charged them with a mission, to spread my teachings to all nations. I promised them, "I am with you always, to the very end of the age." As they watched, I was taken up into heaven, returning to my Father. But my story didn't end there. It continues through all who believe and follow my path of love and redemption. My sacrifice opened the way for all to have a relationship with God, to find forgiveness and eternal life. Today, billions around the world still find hope, purpose, and transformation through my teachings. My story is one of love, sacrifice, and triumph.